Hi, this is Marc with RawNutrition.com. In this video, I'll be making my first juice in the Omega VSJ843 QS. Okay, that's quite a lot of numbers. So VSJ for vertical slow juicer, 843 the model number, Q for cube, this is the square version, and the last letter S for silver. This is silver and black. There's a red one that's available and a white one. In the round version, it's silver, red, and white should be available also. This is a brand new, I would say, complete redesign of the VRT series juicers. Omega had three models there, the VRT 330, 350, and then 400. Each one had some slight redesigns along the way, improving it. This one here takes it all a step further. Complete redesign of the juicing bowl, auger, screen, the way the auger and the screen and auger, cleaning brush and all that turn inside. No more little sprocket on the bottom. So definitely a complete redesign, and RPMs are slower. This comes down to roughly 43 revolutions per minute. Previous one was 80, so basically almost half the speed. So this juicer has some design similarities to the Huron Elite, which I've made a few juicers and have been using for over a month now. But what I've noticed with the slower juicers, I mean, you do want to not overfeed, take it a little slower. You're not significantly slower, just when you're overfeeding, basically you're spending a lot of time stopping and starting up again. You're overfeeding. With the new auger, this is the dual blade auger, does reduce the uptake of the vegetables, so you do have to sometimes use your pusher a little more than you would with the non-dual blade augers. So that is one thing you'll occasionally use, especially if you're pushing in greens or small things you may need, or larger things. You'll need to use your pusher a little more. But again, don't use your pusher to push stuff in. Just lightly apply pressure, let the juicer take it up and squeeze. When you overfeed, basically you're going to have more pulp in your juice. You're going to have less efficiency, and you spend more time stopping. You're really overburdening the machine. Previous models would either break screens if you're overfeeding. Some, the edges of the bowls snap off. So definitely with the upright juicers, you want to slow down. Remember, this is not turning at 10,000 revolutions per minute. You just can't feed and feed and feed, everything going crazy. You gotta slow down, and basically you want a juicer that's going to process your juice by producing the least amount of oxidation, the most natural way possible, gently squeezing, crushing, and getting the juice out. So that's the whole process of a slow juicer. But with this juicer, you do have a silicone plug. You want to make sure that is well pushed in when you're going to start juicing. And got your cover on top, and we're locked up and ready to go. Very important with upright juicers, also start with some produce in. Prevents wear inside, so you want to start and add your stuff right away and start juicing. As I mentioned, this juicer does turn at 43 revolutions per minute, so significantly slower than previous generations. The fit between the auger and screen is much tighter, so a tighter fit and less space, being able to squeeze more juice out of your vegetables, and that's really what's going to happen. As I said, using the Huron Elite, I've noticed a difference in the quantity of juice I've been getting. I would expect this to produce the same results as the Huron Elite because they share similar design attributes and parts. So then you just slowly feed the juicer. I would say you wait. Once you've heard that your vegetables have been crushed and processed, then you add more. Hard vegetables like beets, give them a little more time. They'll stop most juicers if they're too big and too hard. And again, it's not really an issue because you can always reverse. That's what this reverse function is for, if you've overfed. And I found using this every day, sometimes 2 times a day, you want to, the more you want to go fast, the harder it's going to be. So, very important. It's a slow juicer, and we want the helpful benefits of a juice that was produced slowly. You see here I use the auger to get those greens in because they just weren't going down on their own. But most hard vegetables, they're not too big and you didn't slice them too big, they will go in. The feed chute is a nice size, about 2 1/4 inches wide. And you'll notice here the large pulp outlet, about 1 inch wide, but really there's only a small stream of pulp coming out, because that is actually the pulp outlet at the base of the juicer. So that's really all you're going to see streaming out. They've got this large chute here just to make sure there's no blockage, but it's really just coming out that small little space. And that's really what makes the difference. There's more pressure inside this juicer. Everything is getting squeezed to the maximum that you can get out of it. I've tried putting pulp back in. You really don't get much more juice, like hardly nothing on a lot of vegetables like this. It's more messy than anything else, so I don't do that. It's also hard to just push processed pulp in. There's nothing to grab within the auger. So here I'm getting a little resistance. I can just lightly use my pusher to push things in. If I push really hard on something hard, it's going to simply stop. I'll have to reverse and forward. This juicer is a little quieter. You're probably hearing the squeezing and the crushing. The motor turning on its own is quieter than the previous VRT 400 model. The VSJ comes with the same 15-year warranty, and it's coming in at the same price as the previous generation, the 400, which is nice because each model had been going up in price previous generation. This new one from the VRT to the VSJ843, we're seeing it being sold now at the same price the previous model, so no price increase, and you're getting essentially what I find a better juicer. Oops, it popped out. I always like to alternate between hard vegetables and greens or whatever you're doing. It prevents any blockages. I haven't experienced any blockages with this one. It seems to be really good at pushing out everything. Whether it's greens, it's supposed to also do wheatgrass, which I haven't personally tried yet. I'll be doing shortly. And see, occasionally you do need the pusher, but most times really just keep it on the table. You want to avoid using the pusher, because if you're going to have the pusher, you're going to want to push everything in, and you're really going to not get the most efficiency, and you're also going to be spending a lot of time stopping and going forward. All in all, this seems like a very nice juicer. I expect all, as the other Omegas have been, very durable. I expect this one to do the same. The parts seem to be even improved. Durability, the screen has a larger screen surface, larger stainless steel parts all around it, so it looks pretty solid, built to last. Let's do a little reverse sometimes just to help clear out any pulp inside. And there you have it. So now I can close my juice cap, prevent any dripping, and I can enjoy fresh, slow juice with the Omega VSJ843 QS. Oh, these are quite numbers to remember. Delicious. Now I'll pick out a few things and I'll show you how to clean the juicer. So I've been asked a lot to show how to clean the juicer when you're done, and I'm not set up in the studio with a sink, but I have brought some water and a container, and I'll basically show you what we do. This really reduces your cleanup time. You just simply pour in water, fill up your bowl, make sure your juice cap is closed, pour that in, let it run a few seconds, and then you can rinse that out. There's the first water, it's going to be pretty dirty. Then I'll run another batch in. Oops. Another shot of water. Make sure not to overfill because it'll leak outside the edge, right? And there you have it. So what this will do, when you're done, you'll take it apart. You're not going to have a lot of pulp inside. I'll go ahead and open that. One thing to note with this new juicer, if it's hard to open because of the tighter tolerance inside, you can get a little bit of pressure. Just reverse and forward and it'll easily open. So I'll show you what happens once you've done that, and you're going to come and clean your juicer. You can have a lot less. See, like your auger, really just very little residue. Okay, so then you have your screen. And there you go. You gotta make sure you're doing this right. So you will have to brush your screen, as you can see, everything else is rinsed out and a lot less work. I find even just one rinsing and then washing everything in the sink will reduce your cleanup time significantly. Well, again, this is Marc with RawNutrition.com. Be sure to check us out online and also subscribe to our videos here on YouTube, where we keep doing demonstrations and comparisons.